Hello and welcome to a Celtic State of Mind half-time reaction to Motherwell game at Celtic Park. 1-0 up at half-time and plenty to discuss. We've got Stephen joining us from Endless Celts and he comes right now. How you doing, Stephen?
All good, all good. The streaming platforms are a bit iffy, but we're getting there.
We're getting there. You are live, remember, you are live. So, Lawrence, I'll come to you first on it. Lots to discuss, obviously, and we'll get to the most obvious thing, the referee, in a little bit. But the first disappointing thing was the injury to James Forrest. First of all, how did you think he was managing in the game, and how do you think his injury and him going off affected us?
First 10, 12 minutes, outside that kind of Joe Hart almost handling the ball outside the box, I thought we looked really good. You know, they were switching well. The players have got to be worried. We talked about it beforehand. How do we manage Jamesy? And yeah, I think we dropped a bit for 10, 20 minutes. Even me, Mikey got a shot off that he should maybe been doing earlier. We've talked about it. He's a guy that needs minutes if he's going to capture any type of form. But I thought the first 10, 12 minutes were okay. Apart from that time, to me, it looked like Hart had handled the ball outside the box. But luckily, the boy filled them first. Otherwise, we might have been seeing Joe walking. But listen, yeah, it's a shame James's went off. It cuts it down again. Let's just hope it's nothing too serious. But it looked like another hamstring, didn't it? That's looked where he was holding.
Yeah. He was running at pace, I think, as well, which is never a good sign. So
I think there's a bit more room. We could be giving Abada the ball a bit more. He's got a few shots off, but I think there seems to be more room over on the right. Tom Logic, you know, he's not doing anything wrong, is he? It's the supporting cast we've got to worry about on the left and the right, Mikey and Leo. So, listen, we're 1 up, and if it hadn't been for those injury time minutes, I'd have said the ref didn't have his cards with him. But obviously proved us wrong.
Yeah, we'll get on to that anyway. Yeah, it's been a weird one. Stephen, it was a kind of frantic start to the match, as we like to tend to do. We had that good chance for Forrest in the opening 3 minutes where he kind of managed to find himself in space, but unfortunately scuffed it past the post. We had the run from Abada down the right-hand side where he cut it back and Rogic couldn't convert. There was a lot of encouraging signs. What did you make of that first half performance in general?
Well, I think the first, as Lawrence alluded to, the first 12 to 15 minutes we started well. One-touch football, getting up the pitch, getting at the Turnbull, getting the Rogic. Abada was getting involved. Forrest, they were interchanging. It was good to watch. Obviously, I don't quite know who's playing up top. It seems like a 4-2-4 at times with both Rogic and kind of Turnbull playing that advanced role. So they're trying to play attacking. That's one thing. But obviously, the chance that Forrest had, Liam Kelly made a great save. He also made a great save as well from a Turnbull shot. And we didn't get the corner kick, which I thought was baffling. I know we're going to come on to the referee. Motherwell started coming into the game. I think that they're causing us problems right down Juranovic's side with Tony Watt. He's a physical presence. Juranovic has given the ball away a few times. It's been a tasty game. Both teams are getting stuck in. You can see that from the get-go. I mean, their manager got booked just before half-time. The free kick was a wonderful team goal. McGregor was shouting instructions over to Turnbull. He makes the run, the dummy run. Rodgers comes around, smashes it in the net, which is a fantastic goal to end the half on. All in all, I think Celtic do deserve the 1-0 lead at half time. It's just obviously a bit disheartening, Laura, that James Forrest has been off injured. Obviously, he pulled up in the game before the European game with an injury. He wasn't involved against Batiste. Now he's involved, and he didn't last 25, 30 minutes. He went back off again. And how many weeks is he going about for? It's just quite unfortunate. The injury list is growing a bit bigger.
Yeah. It was even earlier than that, actually. I think by my notes, he only made it about 15 minutes. So it's really unfortunate. Just seemed to pull up as he was full pelt running down that left-hand side, having had a couple of good chances. Lawrence, his replacement, Mikey Johnson, has come in for a lot of stick, not least from me, but he does seem to have grabbed the bull by the horns today and be trying to take his chances, try to cut inside, and seems to be putting in a decent performance, wouldn't you say?
I think he's improving as the game goes on. Listen, Mikey always gets 2 guys put on him. It's not a surprise that it's a bit harder for him. But, you know, towards the end of the half, he got a shot off, which was a decent shot. And I think that he needs to be doing that more often. He won the free kick that led to the goal. You know, we said beforehand, maybe he is just needing minutes to get back to that level. Look at Tony. I think struggled with 2 games in a row for us before this season. He gets in, the team gets time, and it gets onto a game. We're going to be relying on Mikey, aren't we? With this injury list, we're going to be looking at going, right, Mikey, we're really needing you to step up. So, yeah, I think he's getting better as the game goes on. Hopefully he can get some confidence back. But 1-0 at this stage of the game, I think we've got to be happy just now. Motherwell's chances, when we're playing a high line, it's the diagonal ball in behind us they're trying to get on. Stevens touched on it. Tony Watt's a decent player, isn't he? There's a couple of times him and Woolery have got a bit of space, and you're thinking, we're man for man here at the ball in behind. If we don't cut this out, we're going to be in trouble. Motherwell hit off the bar. It's a decent shot, but the ball, I'm not too sure if Hart's got it covered. And Joe's double save.
I was just going to come on to that. Yeah, unreal.
Is there anything the man can't do? But as I said, I thought I was worried he was maybe going to get sent off because I did think he was about to handle outside the box before the boy fouled him. I was like, what's going on? We're only 5 minutes in. We can't have be missing you, Joe. But yeah, the team still look fluid. We've still, got that identity, even though we don't have a natural strike on the park. So, whatever Andrew's kind of coaching throughout the team, it seems to stay with the team, not having a natural striker, but still able to play the same style.
Yeah, I think that's been a standout thing for me. What do you make of that, Stephen? That, okay, we've struggled to create very many clear-cut chances, but the intensity's still been there. The quick passing, the main thing I keep seeing that's getting faster and faster every time is how quickly we get the ball back and play during a break and play, to the point where Van Veen actually kind of got himself a booking trying to stop a free kick from Joe Hart. So what are you making of that intensity that we're playing with so far?
Well, the intensity is one thing Ans doesn't compromise on, no matter who's playing. He alluded to that against the Betis game, even though it was a team of players who wouldn't necessarily start games with Celtic. He said it's going to be the same pressing style, and it was, and it is today. The great thing about Joe Hart is there was one point he got the ball, he caught it from across, and Carter Vickers was going like this to him, like the relaxed. He just throws the ball along the Tom Rosick. So like it's ingrained in him just to fire that ball out as soon as he gets it. It's good to see, albeit the injuries, but I think we're seeing the first choice back four. I don't know if you would agree with Juranovic, Starfelt, Carter Vickers and Taylor. I think that probably the first choice back four. Midfield picks itself, unfortunately has to alter a bit because of injuries, but regardless, Kyogo's missing. I think that's evident because when they have the ball at the back, there's no one kind of pressing, that constant press, kind of trying to force it on them. But when it's into the middle of the park, the defensive areas, we're on them. It's also unfortunate sometimes that the ball's been given away a wee bit sloppy, but especially from Juranovic. He's made some passes as I went, what's going on? But apart from that, the pressing intensity has been great to see.
Yeah, it absolutely has been. It's been a major feature of the game so far, and something I've really enjoyed, as has Kookaburra says. It's a good game to watch end to end with lots of chances. Thanks for commenting on YouTube. Lawrence, I'm going to get to the point that I know you've been itching to talk about, the referee. But it doesn't even encompass the referee, as you were saying before we came on. It's the referee, it's the linesman, it's some of the decisions that have been made, even around throw-ins and corners and stuff, have been absolutely baffling. What have you made of it so far?
It's the same standard we're facing every week, which doesn't seem to be a problem when we're in the head of referee doesn't have a problem when it's the results that go adversely against us, but won't be tied as if we get, a marginal call that might be for us, that we need a public statement. But some of the ones he's given us by kicks. I mean, Jamesy, he's going to want to keep a keeper saves it in the first 2-3 minutes. And it's a by kick. And you're like, or Mikey Johnston, when he shoots and it looks a bit, there's 3 Motherwell players, take your pick who's come off. But it's definitely, there's definitely been a deflection. The tackle, or the guy just pulls Rogic down, does it? Because we're going to break. It's a yellow card all day long. And on Taylor, it's so late. Good advantage played, but ref, it's a yellow card, isn't it? And he has a word with him. But I mean, the ref really did shock me when he booked one of the players, because I seriously just thought he just doesn't have his cards with him.
And the manager.
Yeah, and the manager. Yeah.
Maybe he was making up for it. Now I've found out what these are for.
No, Stephen, it's a pretty interesting one. The ones that stick out to me is, as Lawrence says, that the one on Taylor and the one on Rogic with the counter attack. But you know, I was listening to the commentary. Simon Donnelly's actually laughing, like watching it, because he can't believe what he's watching. I mean, is it bias from us that we're watching this and thinking we can't believe what we're seeing, or is there a genuine issue here with the way the games are being refereed?
I think, if there's listeners here listening to our podcast, we talk about referees, especially the last couple of weeks, continuously. It seems to be a topic that comes up every podcast now. But I think it's a lack of the consistency level referees in Scotland. They're not good. They're not good enough. They're refereeing top level athletes and they're amateurs themselves. You know what I mean? They've got another job apart from refereeing, so that doesn't help as well. The refereeing today has been shambolic. That's my kind of word for it. Lawrence is right to allude to the fact that there was parts of that game, and yourself, Laura, Simon Donnelly and co-commentary was just laughing at himself, just be like, not even the booking, and then having a wee chuckle, because it's what we're used to seeing now. And I'm actually glad you brought up that point. The head of refereeing come out and question our decisions, but everyone else's gets decisions or penalties should be given, and there's just silence, and it's like, what's going on? And yes, people can call it conspiracies. A lot of people label that towards Celtic fans, but it's right there to see. The counter-attacks, any other player makes that challenge, any other team, it's a yellow card all day long. You're stopping a fluid counter-attack, could end up leading to a goal. Do you know what I mean? So what's that? Professional foul. It usually ends up in a yellow card situation, but it didn't happen. The one Mickey Johnson got that led to the goal, he booked him and then booked the Motherwell manager, as Lawrence says, 2 for 1. So the consistency level from referees is absolutely shocking in Scotland.
It really is poor. And Lawrence, it comes back to the old saying, you know, it's like, it's almost regardless of whether you believe there's a conspiracy to make decisions against Celtic or not, it doesn't even really matter. It's just a poor standard of refereeing one way or another, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been really poor. I mean, look at that. He called the ball back for a free kick. And Celtic were breaking, you know, McGregor went down low header, but I'm not too sure what the free kick was for. But the area he made us take it in, there was no one in that area of the park. Definitely, if there was a free kick, it wasn't there because there was nobody in that area. They could have gone. I think at one point it looked as if he was going to lose control of the game. See when the Motherwell forward closed down Hart when Hart's taking the free kick, he just runs it. You're like, it looked like the ref was starting to lose control of the game. You're like,
yeah,
you know, ref, this is you that's kind of engendered this. This is what, you know, not pulling out your cards when you should be, not being on top of the games. But it's no surprise. You know, it's maybe we should just do what Ange says. You know, just talk about the things that we Celtic can affect. But you know,
I think that's the main thing. Unfortunately, we can't affect it. And I think what's clear is that Motherwell came out with a physical game plan. They were going to stop us playing our game, whatever happened. And it's really up to the referee to make a decision to protect players in that sense, and he hasn't done it so far. We're just about to close out for the start of the second half. The players are coming back on the pitch, but before we go, Stephen, I just wanted to ask you, what are you wanting to see from us in the second half to close out the match?
On the front foot, Laura, simple as that. You alluded to the fact that Motherwell are bringing that physical game. It's up to us to find a way past that. Be a bit more quicker in the final third. I think we'll cause them more problems and hopefully score more goals.
I think it's as simple as that. We'll leave it there. Thanks everybody for watching. You can come back and see us at full time at the same place. Kick-off is just starting now. We'll see you at full time.